Welcome to my short presentation of how to do business in India. So I chose to divide my presentation into India as a country, the reasons why you should choose India, the things you need to be aware of, and how to interact during meetings. So India as a country. You need to be aware of a country's main values before you start to consider if you want to do business in the country. So India is known for being very traditional. They follow formal traditions and they like to show the elder generation great respect. So you need to show this respect towards the elder generation as well when you're doing business in India. They divided the society into the so-called caste system, which divide every citizen into a specific caste, and this caste then presents what kind of job a person can get. So you can't move from one caste to another even though you want to. Religion is a very important matter in India, and especially Hinduism, so you need to show respect towards the religion when you're doing business in India. A more positive matter is the fact that English is spoken on a very high level in India, and this makes it easy to cooperate with the Indian people. And then we have even more reasons why you should choose India. Because it's very important to know that there are certain advantages of doing business in India. And one of those are the economic growth, because during the latest time, India has experienced an economic growth, and they are now the 7th largest economy in the world in proportion to the GDP. And this has created a large potential market, which is appealing to a lot of companies, because it has created a lot of potential customers. Education is also important in India, and because of the well-spoken people, when it comes to English, you are able to be less misunderstood when doing business in India. Another thing is that service is a very important parameter in India. They can provide all types of service, especially within IT, which can help your company further on. And even though this sounds very positive, there are certain things you need to be aware of. And one of these things are distribution, because you need to place your company or have business relations with people from the right places or the right cities. So Delhi and Mumbai could be very appealing places because they have a particular socio-economic class. And this makes it possible for you to create a successful business relation. Another thing you need to be aware of is languages, because even though you may have a contact in one specific city, then you maybe can't use that person in another city because they have different official languages in almost every city. However, English is used in most business relations, which makes it easy to cooperate with the Indian people. Hierarchy is also an important matter in India. They have a framework of strict hierarchy, which defines roles, status, and social order. And this means that every person has a specific role they need to do, and they have a specific status with this role. So if your chief manager spills something on the desk or something on the floor, then he wouldn't clean it up himself, then he would call a person from a lower caste to come clean it up for him. Because in India they don't do each other's work, they only do the things that they are supposed to do. So one of the more important factors are how to interact during meetings. Because in Denmark we are used to giving a handshake when we meet new partners or when we meet new people. But in India they do the namaste when they say hello. And another important factor is that you need to create trust between you and your partner when having a meeting. So instead of just talking about business, you need to talk about private things and have a casual conversation. So if they don't feel like they trust you, they're not going to do business with you further on. When exchanging business cards, it could be a very nice idea to translate one side into Hindi. This is a matter of showing respect, and it also shows that you made an effort for the relation. Another thing is that you need to receive and give the business card with your right hand. And this is also a tradition in India, and also comes from the religion. So when you're meeting people, you need to use the appropriate formal titles. So if you're sitting towards a professor, you need to call him professor. Or if you don't have a certain title, it's either sir or madam. Another very important thing is to be patient, because meetings in India is not like in Denmark, because most people are actually late, and it's about 10 to 15 minutes. And this doesn't mean that the meeting isn't important. It just means that the Indian people are very busy and they like to do a lot of things at the same time. So they actually multitask a lot, also during the meeting. So even though you're having a conversation, the other partner could be texting, sending emails, having conversations with colleagues at the same time. But this doesn't mean that it has been a bad meeting. It just means that the business is different in India. So this was just a few tips of how to do business in India.